Good morning. My name is Kevin Freiert. I run a small company called Salem Oaks Consulting. At Salem Oaks, we imagine a world in which all the stakeholders in healthcare collaborate to develop a better health ecosystem. Doctors, patients, data scientists, pharmacists, pharma companies, policymakers, payers. Everybody is involved working together, one common goal of a better health system. There's a problem though. All of those people I just talked about have worked in silos for so many years that they've either forgotten or never knew how to work together to achieve a goal. And we're taking aim at that. Where we're starting is with the patients. And we're trying to equip patients to be better partners, particularly with research and development. We're doing that by developing educational programs that will give them the knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to sit at the table with the professional researchers and have their voice be heard. That's what brought me to Westchester Biotech Project and got me involved. I saw the notice for the rare disease symposium, and I came to it, and I was fascinated. Here's a company or a community who's taking all these fragments that they have sitting within their geographic boundaries, and they're trying to bring it together into a hub for biotech. Fantastic. And I said, I've got to get involved, and so I started listening. I got on the phone calls, I came to a couple meetings, and finally I raised my hand and got involved. And I got involved on the Educators and Employers Roundtable. And there were some things kicking around, including Dr. Houston's safety concern, and it started to evolve. And what it's evolved into is 5 different curricula that we've developed that are in lab safety, lab notebooks, aseptic technique, sustainability in the lab, and a general contextual understanding of drug discovery and development. I want to tell you why. I want you to imagine it's 3 or 4 years from now, and you're interviewing someone coming in for their first professional job after whatever schooling they've gone through. There's 2 people, 1 position. Their grades are the same. Their background's basically the same. Their work experience is almost identical. There's nothing that separates them. In fact, either of them could do the job just wonderfully. So you can't make a bad decision. But one of them has an edge. One of them comes in and starts asking, what are your plans around sustainability? What are your procedures for safety? I've learned some things, and I think there's some things that I hope I can bring to you. I want to show you a notebook that I did as an exercise for one of the experiments we run. And you see that notebook and you say, I want to take that notebook and use it for a training exercise for my employees so they get it, how good that notebook has to be. They talk about aseptic technique and they tell you the purpose, why it's so important to not mess up your experiments with whatever's floating around the air around you. How do you prevent that? What's the value of a good experiment versus a failed one? And then they start to talk about their career. And they tell you exactly how the job that they're interviewing for fits into this larger spectrum of R&D. They know what's coming before them and what they're going to get as input. They know what they have to do with it, and they know what they're going to give as output, and who's going to get it, and what they're going to do with it, and what quality standards they have. They also have a career path mapped out, sort of, but they can see all the opportunities, the hundreds of ways they could go, and they're asking you, so how do you help me navigate that? That's what the Westchester certificate will bring. Now imagine hundreds of those students graduating every May and December, coming out into Westchester County and developing a deep resource pool for all the biotech companies around here. Imagine hundreds of them who live in this community. And if you're running a business in this community, that means when you hire them, you don't have to pay relocation costs. They're here. When you hire them, you're probably not going to have to spend so much money training because they've got certifications that already meet your standards for safety, lab notebooks, aseptic techniques, sustainability, and this general knowledge of how do medicines come to be. So that's what the Westchester certificate can provide to this community. So let me tell you where it's at right now. We've put together 5 different curricula. We've got a draft of them. I've got a copy of that draft here. It's a nice little abstract of it that you can read and give us feedback on. And we're looking for feedback from the academic institutions and feedback from the employers. So that 1, we know what we need to deliver, and 2, we know what we can deliver, and we bring those 2 things together. We've got a plan for collecting that feedback, and we need your help. So I've got 3 requests of you. If you want to help shape the future of that deep resource pool, raise your hand and get involved with us. Oh, someone raised their hand. We got hands right now. Where's the photographer? Get the pictures and their names. But get involved, and here's the involvement. If you work at a company, identify some people in your company who are hiring managers and managers of labs, people who actually work with these people, hands-on, that can help us shape this program, that can give us feedback. If you work in an academic institution, same thing. Who are those teachers? Who are those people who are working right with those students face-to-face that can help, guided pathways, create guided pathways, and give us feedback on, well, what is it that you can possibly deliver? And the third thing is, consider a pilot. We're at the stage where we want to try this stuff. If you're in a company, is there a group of employees that maybe could use this kind of as remedial stuff? Great, let's try it and it'll help us refine it. If there's a school that just wants to schedule something, have a workshop, try this out, all of that will help us refine this and come up with the best product possible for what Westchester County needs. I just want to thank you guys for letting me speak about that, and I hope you have a fantastic day today.